What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Book is entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father at Amazon, Kindle, and Create Space. Link will be in the description box below as usual. Go get it. PayPal link there also. They asked me to put it up, so I'll put it up. Thanks everybody for supporting. So this video is entitled Let's Talk About Black Future Month. See, it's Black History Month, and I don't see much Black history, so, shout out to all the black ancestors, from America, and who paved the way to have a Black History Month, and all the black folks who've been making history after that, right? And who are making history currently today. So, but let's talk about Black Future Month. Because, see, I see a lot of things going on where we talk about we're not in the business, but I see people trying to start businesses, even online. Social media pushes up their own businesses, their own brands. So let's talk about Black Future Month. So as long as we support, businesses, they got a lot of watch businesses, a lot of clothing lines, a lot of, I remember they had the tech line that fell. Sorry to hear that. We got a bunch of restaurants coming out. At some point, we're going to see these, the car dealerships. They do have black car dealerships. Hopefully, insurance companies, we'll get that in the future. I think that's coming. We're talking about, people in my age talking about getting to STEM. I'm, 4 decades, whatever. But I'm seeing, even though the numbers are saying are what they are boys, young men going to school, educating themselves in STEM and going out into society. There are a lot of black kids who are into tech. And you see a lot of independent filmmakers, right? So let's talk about Black Future Month, right? I got into a little, conversation / argument online about my thoughts on Pan-Africanism per se. It's not I don't have anything against it, but I'm just trying to say what's going on, or some of the generalities of what's going on. But think about it. You got brothers going to the continent and doing business and trying to figure out to make relationships. So the future, even though Akon is not American, but he grew up in America. In Africa's future could be bright if they build that city in Senegal. Just be careful about the business with because Chinese might wind up saying they own a joint because they built it, and you can't really, we'll see. Hopefully it's a great business relationship that works out for everybody. But you know what? I'm laughing. Friends are hilarious. But what about the Black Future Month? I'm seeing this pushback for all the negative behavior, and I'm one of the people who push back against the negative behavior about, bad parenting, bad decision making, lack of accountability. And what I see is there are moments of you see brothers and sisters showing how good of a parent they are and how responsible they are and how accountable they are. And you see people turning over a new leaf and changing. So let's talk about Black Future Month. There's going to be a good population of Black America that's going to be progressive in the future. Now, there will be a separation. It's not just a class thing also, but it's going to be a principles thing. You're going to see principled people who might not be in a higher class affiliated with the people who are in the higher class because they have similar principles. And that's where the unity will come, Let's talk about Black Future Month. You're seeing our group more politically savvy, more understanding about spinning propaganda. You see more people trying to change the narrative. So the narrative is not going to be the same. We're seeing less fear of calling out the other shenanigans, but more so, what I see is the acceptance part. I see the Black Future Month. I know it's hard for me to say right now. It's interesting. It's going to be different because I see a lot of black people accepting America. We accept what is, what was, and what will probably be, and how people will probably act. We accept the hypocrisy. Now, this is how you gonna get down. Yeah, we're not gonna play that. Maybe you're some good people. Maybe this time is different. We're not doing that anymore, which I think helps. In general, some people feel like we'll be gone in a certain amount of years, and you could see black people here can see the handwriting on the wall of it's gonna be a changing of America, because the majority of the white population is going to die in the next 10, 15 years. That's just age. Their drug issue, that's just another thing. Legalizing drugs, you're going to see a rampant incompetence. That's another thing. A lot of times you say we're shut out of markets in America and globally, but ironically, Black Future Month was every market that we shut out of, we are also shut out of the debt in that market that America holds. So I think we're in a better position to build than anybody else in this country, because we're not, as affiliated with the financial holdings of this country. So Black Future Month is going to be interesting. You're going to see more black billionaires. More black billionaires are going to invest in more of a black cause, because we're seeing how investing in other groups. You're going to have black billionaires who invest in everybody, but we're going to, see how everybody is not going to necessarily invest. It's not going to invest in us the same way our billionaires and millionaires just invest in the people of color and the entirety of America. It's not going to work that way. Because we're going to see that, when other people are billionaires, they stick to their group. So I think that is going to rein in a lot of things, and is going to change our trajectory as far as growth and building is concerned. I think Black Future Month will be different, because I think the family dynamic will change, because all of the things from not necessarily just a single parent household, but this American dream individualism aspect, we're going to take the aspects that work and ditch the aspects that didn't, and I think that is going to separate the wheat from the chaff, whatever you want to call it, and we're going to definitely grow. I think our future is brighter than people assume, because one thing that we don't take into consideration is I think more black people are going to get into self-defense, because just like you see President Trump, people have these issues with all of the bans and maybe the quote unquote war or whatever, and the changing of America. America never just changed. It's just, I think America is desperate, and when you get desperate, you do desperate things, and you get brash and angry. You're not really caring about decorum. So I think at that point in the near future, it makes black people look like, okay, we got to be out for us, not everybody else. And I think one of the issues with that is that's going to make our future better is we're going to understand that we're going to have to defend ourselves too. Just on an individual basis, because we can't just be soft targets for the country. And I think that's going to help us in general band together. And that's what I mean by the family also, because we're going to get in that position where it's like, okay, look, you got to ride with us. I mean, this country is what it is. I also think the Black Future Month would be great as far as real estate, because you see a lot of people dabbling in the business, and you're seeing people getting their feet wet and people getting nervous. I think in the future generation, the nervousness is going to be a thing of the past, and people are just going to be all in. And real estate is going to be something very interesting, because, like I said about the population decline in this country is going to open up real estate, because you're not gonna need all this property. So these increases in prices gonna balloon at some point, or they're gonna drop, because guess what? You ain't got enough people to fill all these places. So, and you're gonna need, and the land's got to go somewhere, right? And I think Black Future is gonna get into agriculture and everything. We're gonna get back to our roots, but we're gonna create a business infrastructure to sell ourselves, and then globally. But that's my talk about Black Future Month. Peace. Like, share, subscribe. We out.